Namaskar. Welcome again. Namaskar, Sushmita Di, Sushmita Ghosh ji. Yes, welcome again to an aspiration. We are to discuss about the establishment and sustainability of a female dancer in terms of socio economic system. And by this time, we all get to know like the different views and different journeys of different dancers, scholars, gurus. And today I have with me respected Sushmita Ghosh ji. Yes, we all know she is not only a brilliant dancer, but at the same time, she is a scholar and a guru. She worked for several years in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, London, and also she took the responsibility as a director in Kathak in New Delhi. So we'll get to know about her journey. And so, Didi, Sushmita Di, namaskar, welcome.
Pleasure to connect with you, and especially to connect on a very, very important subject, which is the sustainability in terms of the economy and the society of an artist today. So I'm very happy to connect with you on this special topic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Didi, how was your journey? Like, how you came into the field of Kathak, in your guru, and how was the support from your family and society at that time when you started your dance, as a student?
Shundit, my parents come from Bengal. My father comes from West Bengal, my mother comes from East Bengal. So I was born into a confluence. So yeah, I kind of inherited rhythm, melody in my genes. My mother was a very good singer, even though she never sang professionally. And my father was a great lover of the arts. So, and of course, the family was from a leftist background, so hugely into arts, but also in academics. So I was encouraged to do both, study and dance. Till I reached my graduation, and everyone is a scientist or an engineer in the family, so I just followed, and I ended up doing physics, graduation in physics honors. But that's when I felt that I cannot concentrate on physics and Kathak at the same time. Even though physics is still part of my thinking, it will never leave me. Physics for me is not just the usual textbook physics. It is much more than that. But then dance also is much more than that. So I did speak to my parents, and they were a little bit disappointed. They wanted me, they had dreams for me because I was very good in studies. So they had dreams for me. But eventually, I think we realized that this girl is okay. We can let her go. We can let her follow her dreams. And I was already in Kathak Kendra at that time. But after graduation, I joined the full-time diploma and then the post-diploma. I had started in Kathak Kendra with Deva Vidyarthi, and then later with Munna Shukla. Yeah. And in between, I had the great opportunity to know Rohini Bhatteji. She used to come as an examiner. You know about the Kathak Kendra, the galaxy of stars would sit while you had to perform. It was a nerve-wracking but a very inspiring experience. So that's where I met Rohini, and somehow we connected, and I have visited her in Pune a few times, and a couple of times she also came to London when I was in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. I had the opportunity and the space that she actually stayed with me in my home. So it's a great, every day I think of how great that opportunity was for me. And as soon as I finished my graduation in Kathak Kendra, I got this opportunity to work in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan in London, and as a resident Kathak instructor. That was the name. So I went, and slowly it was a huge discovery, because what for us is classical, Shastriya, we say, in a different cultural background, it changes. The context was different. It took me a while to figure out what dance is there, what does dance mean there, and what is classical, what is mainstream, what is community dancing, what is dancing in education. Well, it was a challenge. It was an interesting time to figure these things out. So I was in Bharti Vidya Bhavan for a while, and then I worked in the Academy of Indian Dance, it was called, headed by Meera Kaushik in London. Now they are just called Academy.
Yeah, I know.
I got to learn a lot there too. And I think that vision of dance as a part of art in a very, very large canvas, it's still part of me. So my main aim now when I work in dance uh, is to help people, especially young people, to figure out what is dance for them. Who is Krishna for them? Why Shiva? Who is Parvati? What is Jamuna? I mean, when they go to see Jamuna today, it's a black thing, black stinky thing flowing. But then, Jamuna river has so many other connotations. So, what is it actually? This is a very important part of my dance work, and this still inspires me. Knowledge and joy is the main thing that I get from dance.
So, do you think like just after finishing your Kathak Kendra's course and you got the job at Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, so somehow it helped you to establish yourself as a dancer, like do you think that like if it is not, if you just had to depend on the performance or something in India, so was it a better like option for you, like as you got it like in just after finishing your course at Kathak Kendra and you were there in Bharati, like what's about that?
Actually, I have been lucky because I did not have to wait for a single day. As soon as I got my, the certificate in my hand from Kathak Kendra, the next day I flew to London. And the director of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan had a conversation with Jeevan Paniji in Kathak Kendra. And Jeevan Paniji spoke about me. So it all happened very smoothly, and I ended up there. But I went only for 1 year, and I stayed for 12 years. And then he wanted to come back. I
Yeah.
felt that I now want to go back to my country, and I moved back. Um, I was lucky initially to get that opportunity, but then I think I have that bent of mind to also understand new challenges and figure things out. I like figuring things out. I like to understand things. So a person who looks very Indian is walking into my class with her shoes on, and I used to get very angry initially, and then I realized that she looks Indian, but there is no Indianness in her. So I have to build
Bye.
that in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So started from there.
Yeah.
पाँव छुओ, जूते बाहर, क्यों जूते बाहर, और आके गुरु की तस्वीर को प्रणाम करो. These little things, and I learned so much about my culture while doing that. I learned so much about my dance while doing that. So I think I have that bent of mind which could learn and thrive from that challenge. Otherwise, I would have come back after 1 year कि भैया यहाँ तो बहुत सर्दी है, बहुत ठंड है, सूरज तो दिखती नहीं है, लोग आपस में बात करते, भागो. But I think that
You took
stayed
the
there for.
challenge. You took the challenge like because so again like this is I think the society, like you belongs from a different society cultural like ambience, and there you are like trying to what can I say, like uh, imbibe that to the other society where they want to like absorb the culture but from a different like point of view and like from a different society. So it was really challenging. Yeah.
And
And
you think that some of them, quite a few of them, are still connected with me.
yeah, I know that.
Some
I know.
Some
I
of
know.
them do not dance anymore, but they want their children to stay connected with me. So
Yes.
this connection is very precious.
Yes. 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 I know that. And like actually as I also got some opportunity to work in London and in west. So like do you think there like the way of thinking and their structure, economic structure is complete, like it's very much different than our here, because as I know it might be very less, but at the same time, from the like student life, they can get some scholarships or something like to like learn. Yes, we also have that scope, like we can get a HRD scholarship for the young dancers and all, even CCRT. So we have that, but at the same time, like like they have many different for funding, like how, like even for the young students, like they can think, they can present themselves in a different way. So is it like necessary here as well, like where we are keeping the Guru Shishya Parampara? So from the very beginning, like do you think it is needed to explore their own ideas, to like build up their presentation careers and all, like that?
Shundik, the two societies are very different. The two cultures are very different, and
Yes.
there is no, you have to accept that there is a difference. And within that difference, you have to find a common thread. That is the challenge, and that is the fun of it.
Yes.
There are opportunities there in the West, at least when I was there. I have been back in 2002. So
So
for
18
18
years.
years,
18 years.
yes, I am ancient actually. I'm quite ancient. So in 18 years also a lot has changed there, and I know the situation there now is not like the way it was when I was there. It has changed. But yeah, there are opportunities there. I mean, to put it very bluntly, कोई भूखा नहीं मरता.
Yes.
Even though artists all over the world are the same. Artists are all over the world
Degraded.
at the border of the society. But there is a system of dole, unemployment benefit, and it does work.
Yeah.
You can sustain yourself. Here also there is, but you know,
Like
we know
as
that
like the number of like the population, it matters here, like because yes, the funding is there, but here the applicants are so many, and so like even I think there are as well, but still like compared to the like West, this is another problem, like I would not say problem because it is reality. Like
yeah, we are just too many of us
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah,
And the positive things about it, and you know, it depends on how you look at it.
yeah.
And there are opportunities there as well. The society is built in such a way that when a child is 18 years old, the child is expected to move out
Yes.
and, you know,
Yes.
figure his or her own
Her
future.
own future, yeah.
So children are brought up like that.
Yeah.
Children are very in
Even
homes in
even before that, like from student life, as per I know, they start working in some shop or somewhere to get their pocket money, which is very much unusual here. So I think that is another like aspect, like what we should think about here.
I mean, Sandeep, I mean, we can talk for hours.
Yeah.
The thing is that in a home in England, there is no kajer look, no
Yeah.
maid.
Yeah. No maid. Everything you
Something.
have to do by your own. Yes. But here,
So
like you get everything by your, like you are supported by your parents or by like some others. Huh? Yeah. So this is a cultural like mindset different.
So the children are used to looking after themselves. They get into that frame of mind. It is not that the parents don't love. They love the parents. The love is the same everywhere.
Yes.
But the expression is different.
Yes.
And there also the dance forms. You take contemporary dance forms. It is very, very individualistic.
Individualistic. Yeah.
Concept of guru is very different.
Very different.
It is more like if one has a mentor, one is lucky. But it works very different.
Yeah.
You find your own path.
Very independent.
Right?
Very independent. Yes.
So there are scholarships for choreography. You choreograph. You know, someone who is just graduated out of Kathak Kendra. If I think of getting a scholarship to choreograph, so my gurus might say, "Beta, seek to le pehle."
Oh yeah.
You know, but there people are expected.
Yes, and like as I know, like even sometime if someone gets like the scholarship to learn, come India and to work under a guru or something like that, and end of the day in the evaluation, that student also will give the evaluation of the guru, which we can't think about. Like how was the guru?
Yeah.
It's completely different ideas, no? Yeah.
But we have taken from the West. I mean, today many dancers, they attend different workshops by different gurus.
Yes. Yes.
This concept of workshop
Was
started
not
when
there in it's Western. It's a Western concept. Yes, yes.
and you can't say that this is wrong.
No.
This is the this is the
Hmm.
way forward. You make the best of it.
एक्चुअली वही मतलब जहाँ की जो है उसको तुम अपना कैसे लेते हो उसी के ऊपर डिपेंड करते हैं कि जो भी
Absolutely.
वो सभी अच्छा है नहीं तो क्यों अगर वो अच्छा नहीं होता तो वहां भी नहीं चलता ना तो अगर वो किसी जगह चल रहा है तो इसके मतलब उसका तो डेफिनेटली कुछ बेनिफिट अच्छा गुण है पर हम उसको कैसे अपनाएं उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि वो कैसे आपको मतलब वो बेनिफिट आपको मिले हाँ तो नहीं
Yes.
बिल्कुल अच्छा देन दीदी what will be your suggestion as you have seen like both east and west like both the culture and especially for today's time when it is like everything is online and like we can see the globe in our mobile or something like that so how the younger generation can balance themselves like in terms of their ideology or their like strategy of entering in the field like do you think do you have any ideas like how they can balance to keeping our own tradition as well as like to make it like a global presentation like what about that
Sandeep, tradition is very important. And whatever has survived, not everything in our tradition has survived. So, whatever has survived, it has survived for a reason. So, it is very important to keep up the tradition. I feel talim is very important, and till a certain stage, the talim should be strong and with only one person, with only one guru, till you're old enough to imbibe ideas from other sources. Talim and Riyaz, there is absolutely no alternative for. This is a must. What used to happen in old days, even in Kathak Kendra, I think we were the last batches of having the time to spend with our Guru. Even when it was not my class, I would sit and watch Guruji teaching. And Guruji, मुन्ना जी बात करते करते सिखाते सिखाते कितनी चीजें बोल जाते थे even now today I when I realize something I think हाँ अच्छा इसी के बारे में बात कर रहे थे गुरुजी you know this is like 30 years after that
like
it happens
association with guru sang sat jo
yes
sang yeah
but if that doesn't happen then you have to get that knowledge from some other sources you can read there are libraries watch videos you can intern with other choreographers uh, you can there are dance companies today people form dance companies so you need to get into your accounts understand how it works but also if I'm a performer I have to understand the stage I have to know about the stagecraft about lighting how to present myself the basics of costume designing how to talk to my fellow artists, the musicians. I have to have a certain level of understanding of music. In Kathak Kendra, we had musicians all day. Sunil Bhaiya ji was in our class, Babulal ji, he was playing sarangi, so from 10 till 4 o'clock, we were surrounded with music. But today, the students are not so lucky. Not all students. You have to find it from somewhere else. So find a music class, learn music, discuss theory. How are you going to get all that? Because all that is necessary. Kathak is so vast
yes
that a
yes
Kathak dancer should be able to get on the stage and should be able to speak.
yeah
हम पढ़ंत करते हैं हम स्टेज पे बात करते हैं तो बात करने की एक जो बात
तरीका
करने का तरीका
तरीका
हमें आना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल.
और वो गुफा को देखते देखते हम इतना अपने में लेते थे. अब नहीं होता बच्चों के पास इतना टाइम, तो कहाँ से? लुक फॉर अल्टरनेटिव प्लेसेस. दिस इज द चैलेंज टुडे. कहाँ से मिलेगा ये सब?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. और जैसे कि अभी तो लॉकडाउन चल रहा है, तो इसीलिए सब तो ऑनलाइन में आ गए. तो एंड वी आर आल्सो गेटिंग लाइक somehow we are trying to get the positivity of this like awkward situation, and that's why we are very much in these online sessions, like in terms of teaching, discussion and all. So in some way, like we are enriching ourselves to get the ideas and the journeys to know about the others. So it is okay. But like uh, what do you think, like ये online जो चल रहा है, जो ट्रेनिंग इसका ये कथक के लिए या क्लासिकल म्यूजिक के लिए क्या इफेक्ट हो सकता है? मतलब अगर सब कुछ ऑनलाइन में हो जाए, तो इसके बाद ऑडियंस कैसे स्टेज पे आए, मतलब ऑडिटोरियम में आएंगे या क्लास में? मतलब इसके बारे में आपको क्या सोच है? मतलब आई नो इट्स अ डाउट, वी डोंट नो, बट
There are two things. एक तो है teaching learning, and the other thing is performance. And because it's a performing art, it depends heavily on the physical connection, the vibration that I get.
Yes.
I mean, I am getting a vibration from you. We are enjoying this conversation. So there is a vibration in online as well. But for a student who has learned for 2 months, for her to feel my vibration from the screen, that's a tough job. So I have to first of all keep her awake. That's my first job in an online class. Keep inspiring her. Beta, seedhe baitho. Beta, aankhein kholo. I like the challenge. There are some people who have learned a bit, because I have been doing online classes with my students from abroad for quite a while, but they have learned a little bit. I don't have to ask them to keep their eyes open. Their eyes are open. So two things are happening with my teaching. I am getting time to work on the theory, to work on the rhythm, to work on padhant with the students. I can now force them to do that. कि चलो पढ़ के सुनाओ और मुझे वीडियो भेजो, रिकॉर्ड करके वीडियो भेजो. But for that, I also have to find time to create videos. Online classes demand a lot of extra time. So I spend a lot of time before and after each class preparing. I enjoy that. I like challenges. I enjoy that. But if it goes on for too long, the new people जो एक परफॉर्मेंस देख के इंस्पायर होके नाच सीखना चाहते थे, वो कहाँ से बनेंगे? नए लोग कहाँ से आएंगे फिर? ये पुराने लोगों के साथ चल रहा है काम. It's nice. और but they still miss the studio. They miss the present.
Definitely.
But where do you get new people from? That's one thing. Second thing is performance. All the COVID notices that come to me, they all say that it's okay if you are 2 feet away, and it's okay if you wash hands. All of that is okay. But what is not okay? To be in a gathering in a closed space. तो कहाँ बताओ? Our main thing that we get, कि सामने खड़े हैं लोग, सामने बैठे हैं, वो कहाँ कब मिलेगा? उसके लिए मीटिंग नहीं कलाकार. तो that is the challenge.
And like yes, Didi, through your conversation we get to know like somehow you were lucky because you got support from your family, and just after finishing your Kathak Kendra course, you got the job. So it was like by God grace, or maybe you did some like a novel work in your last life, whatever. Like so you got, but during your like teaching like period, did you find like any like students of yours who got some like problems or some troubles regarding how she can carry on her dance, and also the changes of her status, like from a student to a performer, or from a like a normal girl to a wife or mother? Like how like do you have any like experience that your students or someone shared with you the problem they face and how they manage, and what about that, something if you have?
See, problems and challenges and questions have been in every life, for artists especially, my life too. I have been lucky to A, because I like challenges, and B, because opportunities have come.
Hmm.
There have been people who are not so lucky, and so many students who come to me because their mother could not dance, so they got married. नहीं हो पाया, अब मैं बिटिया को भेज रही हूँ. So it's great if the bitia is interested, but the bitia might be interested in tennis. That's a different. There is a conflict. So what I say to these mothers that please आप शुरू करिए. It doesn't matter if you can be 55, you can be 85. Come and sit in the class. And वो जो आपको trauma हुआ था ना 30 साल पहले जब आपको रोका गया था, sit in the class and get rid of that trauma. एक जो क्लास का एटमॉस्फेयर है उसको इनवाइट करिए और मन हुआ तो खड़े हो जाइए, ज्वाइन करिए. इट डजंट मैटर आप परफॉर्म कर सकती हैं नहीं कर सकती, कोई नहीं. आज क्लास में है ना, आप क्लास कर रही हैं, आप परफॉर्म कर रही हैं, मैं देख रही हूँ ना, अच्छा लग रहा है आपको, बस. क्या बात. सो वो जो बचपन का जो ट्रॉमा था, चाह रही हूँ, माँ नहीं मना कर रही है, पापा नहीं जाने दे रहे, तो कहीं वो फिर डिसॉल्व होना शुरू होता है. वेरी नाइस. बच्चों के साथ भी आई ऑलवेज से दैट यू नो अलाउ लेट योर किड वॉच यू डूइंग योर रियाज. बच्चों को बोलने से फायदा नहीं होता, बेटा रियाज नहीं करते, वो थोड़े दिन बाद बोलेंगे मम्मा क्या एक ही बात बोलती रहती हूँ. So when they come to me I said why don't you find something and do that every day, चाहे वो योगा है, चाहे निटिंग है, मेडिटेशन, व्हाटएवर इट इज, गाना है, डांस है, तो एक आदत सी हो जाएगा क्योंकि उनको भी लगेगा कि ये ऐसे ही होता है, एक ही चीज को हर रोज रिपीट करना. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. एंड आई हैव अ मदर्स ग्रुप. आई हैव अ ग्रुप ऑफ 5-6 मदर्स. दे डांस. कभी परफॉर्म कर लेते हैं, कभी नहीं कर पाते हैं. समटाइम्स दे हैव गेस्ट, समटाइम्स यू नो अ चाइल्ड इज इल, व्हाटएवर, बट गिरते पड़ते चलते they have been continuing. So I'm very happy with. Yeah, actually मैं भी यही सोचता हूँ क्योंकि हमें जो एक ideas है ना कि definitely being a professional you have to perform or you have to teach, like you should be very much in like into the field of like whatever you do, but at the same time especially dance music इसका एक अलग सा जगह है कि जहाँ आपकी जो आत्मा की जो मन की जो शांति मिलता है वो भी एक जगह है. वो लोग भी मतलब डांस को या म्यूजिक को करते हुए अपना जो खुश मतलब जो आनंद मिलता है ना, तो उससे उनका भी चलता है. और वो भी तो हमारे ही परिवार के लोग हैं, मतलब जो बहुत बड़ी बात है जो आप कह रहे हैं, बिकॉज वी यूजुअली टेंड टू इग्नोर दिस. यस, हम लोग आपस में ये क्या मजेदार तिहाई, क्या परन, क्या ठुमरी नाची, क्या all these technicalities में हम इतना कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं, we forget we have a duty to the rest of the world. हाँ, वही मैं जो जॉय है, बहुत कम डॉक्टर्स ऐसे होंगे जिनको काम करके इतना मजा आता है. बहुत कम लोग हैं जो कलाकार नहीं है, but they have this passion. Yes. So we have that responsibility to the rest of the society. And I feel very strongly that art is not only about performing. No, हाँ वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Yeah, in my every class, everywhere. My every class is a performance. Every class we learn something new, we share something new. So performance is part of it. Yeah. And I feel that now, just like it is happening in the West, it should open up. I wrote in one of the Facebook posts. Sometimes I write when I get into that zeal. In the institutions like Sangeet Natak Academy or Ministry of Culture, there should be more artists. Someone who is not a practicing artist will not be able to do justice to the needs of the artist. An artist cannot sit and type on the computer all day.
No.
But then if I am an office person and I have to judge an artist, kisko grant de, kisko nahi de, I should be an artist.
Yeah.
So there should be artists in many different places. Schools employ artists, but we all know how schools deal with that, because even schools don't understand usually the art. Then there is dance therapy, dance writing. There's so much that can happen with art.
Yeah.
This is happening in the West. It should start happening here.
Yeah. And so that it is not only for as per I believe, it is not only performance. Definitely it is performance. It is performing art. Without performance, we can't consider it as a performing art. So definitely it is there. But at the same time, the surroundings also can enhance the art.
And it will give livelihood to many people.
Yeah.
Have people like Leela Venkatraman, Arshia Sethi. They write so beautifully.
Yeah. They are so
beautiful. Contribution is not less.
Yeah. And it is needed. And for the art, this is needed as well. And and I hope and I think that is my focus, how the socio-economic system can change in a bit, so that an artist can survive or can sustain in this field without thinking about others. Sometimes I know, especially in the younger generation, they have a doubt how they can continuing their livelihood like their friends. Definitely they have to think, yes, when I am a dancer, I am focusing on dance, so it can't be compared with some a engineer or some chartered accountant. It is not, because every profession has some limitation and some what can I say, exposure. Both the appreciation or the glamour that an artist can have in the field of art, the engineer or an a cost accountant or chartered accountant, they might not have that much exposure. Okay, so these you have to think, but at the same time, from our own field, we have to have up to certain level, so that we can continue our livelihood, and at the same time we can be happy to continue our life with our family, friends, and everything.
যেটা আমি যখন কথা কেন্দ্রে ছিলাম, there's one thing I used to say to all the students as a director. One thing I did as soon as I joined as a director, I said that all students can come to me directly. You don't have to send wait and all of that, stand in that, because I remember we used to do that with Paniji. Jivan Paniji, always we had a direct communication, and that was so beautiful. So anyways, the question I used to ask them is, why should someone come and watch you dance? You must have an answer for that. I'm very happy sitting at home in my AC room watching television. You have to give me good enough reason to come and dance. You have to be in such a state that I will drop everything and come and dance.
Yes. Yeah? Art, demand.
I mean, if Maharajji is performing, then I don't think सब कुछ छोड़ो चलो, तो वो जगह तो बनानी होती है. And that knowledge, where do you get from? So what you're talking about the younger generation now, there has to be a balance. हमने कथक केंद्र का कोर्स कंप्लीट कर लिया है, and I can do 16 tals and I've learned 15 thumris. That's okay, that's good, that is also very important. But you think of the audience जिसको ताल ठुमरी कुछ नहीं आता, वो क्यों आएगा आपको देखने? So वो balance, वो यात्रा भी आपने तय करनी है. And somewhere an artist has to keep in mind that the lifestyle might not be the same as a CA.
Yes, so yes. That is very important. That is very important.
If you accept that, then it gets easier. Yeah, you still will dance, you will still sing, but it gets easier.
Yeah.
And one thing that I saw in your topic today is about women.
Yeah, yeah.
I think talking specifically about women. So when I saw your topic, I felt yes, there is a difference between a male artist and a female artist. There is still a difference, especially in India, because somehow if a female dancer, it doesn't feel so much. There's not so much compulsion from the society that I have to be the bread earner as well. But if it's a man, there is no question. The man has to earn the bread. This is how society operates.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there is no question about it. So there are very few women who have been dancing or singing, but also being the sole bread earner of the family. Few of them. I think I have been one of them operating on my own, and there are so there are people, but there are somehow women artists have also had the extra support of the family.
Yes,
that has happened. Good or bad, that's a different thing. But whereas for men, it is tougher. It has been tough. And that's a bit sad because my gurus are most of them are men. I've learned my dance from men. Yeah, but today men have this question mark.
But in other way, like while I was like having this discussion and like interviewing with many like dancers, gurus, and all. So I now like when I did my and the topic with the male, so it was okay because I can count in numbers. But when I started to like doing this the female series, it's so many. So many. So in that way, yes, it is good because and as an artist, definitely we can't discriminate like ourselves, like whether we are male or female, or like or gender, like a caste, religion. No, but in society we have those like a mental setup, like as you mentioned, like the male has to earn like something like the bed earner. But it may change. I think
it will change.
It is because in West it is not like that. In West, like both are like parallel mostly. But in India, still it is very hard because I don't know like whether we have that like paternity leave or like from the which a father also can get. But in West, I know they get like when a baby is born, the father also get leave.
Paternity leave. It is there in few companies in India now. Very limited, but it is.
But it is very much there in like West. I know that.
It's a regular part of life.
Yeah, yeah. So
in many
I think does the society will change gradually? It is changing. Definitely, it is changing. Now we have many things like grants, scholarship, these and these. Like we are trying to utilize this properly so that yes, we know like we are from India and like the population we can't control over that. So it's a huge country and everything is huge. So in that way,
what is changing, what is nice, is to have dancers, artists who have been through formal education.
Yeah, yeah.
We need that today in today's world. The formal education is important.
Yeah, yeah. It is important and it is happening. It is happening right now. And so that it is changing because then you have your own views, no? Like from your education background, you have your own ideas and own views, and you can start asking the things and you can rethink. You can rethink. So which is important. So it is.
I feel the moment we talk about the socio-economic system, we start talking in terms of value and service. So when we talk about any other service in society, for example, take two extreme examples. Example of a doctor and the example of a plumber. We find a doctor, plumber who comes to fix my the leak. Yeah, so I find a doctor I go to him or her, take medicines, I feel better. So I go back again and I recommend him or her to someone else. And that's how it works. And the same for my plumber. I try different plumber. I like one. He does good work. He comes on time. He does not charge too much. His work is good. I stick with him and I recommend him to others. Are we going to look at arts in the same way? Because the moment we talk about economic sustenance, we have to talk about how valuable my service is. So how valuable are the arts in society today? I think we should start thinking about it. Because so many of us, whenever I look at Facebook or I watch any performances, many artists, they talk about how valuable they themselves are. If I talk about how much I've done, how many awards I've got, and how many performances I've made, which is great, which is fantastic. But we also need to start talking about what have I contributed to the society. And that is what will decide whether the society can do without me or not. Today, I find that students, all my students, and I'm sure all your students, they love you very much, and they miss your classes, and they look forward to being in your classes. But often I find that the school has kept an extra class, or the maths teacher has kept an extra class. So then the dance class has to be cancelled. So, which means that the value people get from that extra dance class, extra maths class, or the extra class is much more than the dance class. So the dance class can be foregone. This value, the high value, we have to create.
Yes.
No one else can do it for us.
Yeah.
There are few people in the world who will say that गाना सुनने से शांति मिलती है. So I get peace when I listen to music. So I'm getting something. That's why I will listen to music. I like to listen to
necessity of something. Yeah.
So peace. Yeah, someone says when I dance, I feel energetic. I feel healthy. I feel that my posture is correct. I feel that I'm breathing better. I feel that I'm hearing better. So, are all these things necessary? My doctor is necessary. My plumber is necessary. But the day when the society starts acknowledging that it is necessary to listen better, it is necessary to have a good posture, it is necessary to be peaceful, that is when the arts will have value in society.
Yes.
What is happening at the moment is that I do a performance, some people come and they like it, some don't like it, they clap and then they go away, and maybe 1 out of 1,000 will think, oh, I would like my child to learn this dance.
Yes.
Yeah, take her. But the dance or the music has not become part of our daily life. Not yet.
Actually, here, Didi, I think it is from the society or from the system, education system and everything. Like still, yes, nowadays we have like dance or music in many schools, like academic schools. But at the same time, still, I think they are treated as the extracurriculum activities, not as a subject, but as an artist. And also like yes, like I know you and we all have the general education as well. And like in our today's time, I think we don't know, like maybe directly the history or geography or like any subject, like academic subject is not needed, but yes, it is needed, because as a whole, to enrich our like thought process and presentation, everything matters. So thus, if the dance and music also can be part of the education system, whether they will carry forward it or not, that is different. Because for for a doctor, maybe history is not so important when he is practicing. But yes, history of medicine or like a medical science, that is important. But they had to study general history, Indian history or world history. So it is. And by like when he is a doctor, he might have the passion to explore the history of by visiting some places. So in that way, that is also helping him. I am with this conversation, I am starting thinking like that. If dance or music can be treated as a subject, then only like from the very childhood, and like then like as you mentioned, like the math might be more important rather than the dance class, extra dance class. But it's why, like if like we don't know that particular child may be a mathematician or may not be in science even. Like after certain time, he or she might leave math forever. For example, as a subject. But initially, the parents they want their children to be attend that math class or that English class, whatever, but not for the music or dance. I think so.
Absolutely right. See, these we need to create avenues for earning for artists.
Yeah,
Every if all of us, Kathak Kendra is producing at least 20, 15 to 20 dancers every year.
every year.
So many gurus all over. This is only Kathak, right?
Hmm.
All over the all
Other
over the world,
other dance forms as well. Yeah.
children who are learning and they are becoming good. So, but to give space as performers to so many performers, then we have to have like 100 concerts, recitals every evening in every town. Otherwise, where do we, how do we accommodate so many performers? And in order to have so many performances, we have to have audiences.
Yes, yes, yes,
That means that we need to create audiences. We
yes.
need to create is not only that we have to create performers. We have to create audience. People.
Other yes, avenues, and also avenues like audience and the other the channel, like the through like which a dancer or an artist can channelize his or her life. Yeah.
We have to create audience, and it has to be like thousands of people, millions of people who suddenly start thinking, oh, if I don't watch a classical performance this week, my life is useless.
Yes.
That is what is value.
Yes.
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 There are many people who feel, hey, if I don't drive my whatever car, my CRB or my Honda or this, then what is the point in my life? So that
Huh,
car is so
that art is so important. Yes.
we have to have audience who feel कि भाई जिंदगी बेकार है इस हफ्ते एक भी हमने अच्छा कॉन्सर्ट नहीं देखा तो हम जिए नहीं which used to take place the Kolkata audience is famous. Bengal audience is not just Kolkata, all over the villages in Kolkata, in Maharashtra, in the south, in the villages also the audiences are famous. There
Yeah.
has been such a urge. We know that people have sat outside the auditorium whole night
Yes. Yes.
listening.
Yes. Yes.
We need people like that now to sustain many performers.
Yeah, and that time I think during that period, like maybe artists were less. Yes, like used to be very good. We have no doubt about that. But like artists, the number of artists might be less. But now the scene has changed. Like now the number of artists increased, but the audience decreased. Yes.
Let us not forget that out of every 100 student who is coming to learn from me, maybe one will be a performer, but the other 99 are also very important. A, because my livelihood depends on them. B, they will become good audience.
Yes.
So I must have this in mind to teach them well, to give them a good sense of the art so that they become good audience, and that is very important. Next is what is happening in schools. You just mentioned schools. I have been associated with schools. I have worked in schools.
Yeah, even me
So,
too. Like for 13 years, I worked in a school. Yeah.
and we all know what happens to the dance and the music teacher in school. We all know that. But that needs to change.
Yeah.
A school is the place where the child is spending at least 1/3 of his or her life. And if we do not if the school system does not give enough importance to the arts, then we've lost a child.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Age of 18, maybe, maybe not. But that is the time to create. So in the school, there's a class of 45 children. You know very well. You have to somehow manage them, and you have to teach them this art, which is very, very refined, which is very, very peaceful. In a class of 45 children who are shouting and running. So the school has to change. The school system has to change so that the Kathak teacher can operate in the school. There has to be a curriculum, a mission statement from the school that for this child in class 7th who is watching Kathak for the first time in his life, what is it that Kathak can teach them? They don't know what is a tukda, what is a chakkardal, they have no clue.
But by God's grace, in that way, I was really fortunate because I worked in such a school where we had so many different options for the activities. We had like nearly 22 like different activities, and we used to get like very minimum number, like maybe like a 5 7 like 5 or 7 like students at a time from each class, because we as you told, like if it is like there are 45 students in class 5 or whatever, like or altogether might be 100, so they will be like distributed among all these like 2022 subjects. So in that way, we were really privileged, like where I worked, and it is the system is very good. But at the same time, we worked as an like the subject was as an extracurriculum activities. It's not like as a subject. We tried to make it in the curriculum, not as a extra curriculum like a academic. Like how, because the students, what they have in mind, like they think, oh, this like the art or this curriculum subject is not going to enhance my all like the marks and like my grade, so they don't bother about like the seriousness. They are not so serious, they don't take it seriously. So that's, I think, which is important to change in the education system.
This thinking has to change, and who will start the change?
Yeah.
We have to start the change. No one for us. I think I would like to congratulate your school management that they were able to employ so many different arts teachers.
Yes.
And allow them to have the choice.
Yeah.
I would like to really.
Yeah. Actually, I never had to compromise with the other dance style or no. I like 13 years. I was completely like focused on Kathak, and whatever I taught, I like basic like like my normal class. Yes, like it was very difficult to continue that because the interests were not like as we have in our private classes, because in the private classes they come to learn Kathak, and there they have to take some like activity. That's why they are taking like Kathak or Bharatanatyam, or so it is something like that. So actually that gradation needs to be added, like the seriousness.
But also, a child is not equally interested in history and chemistry.
Yeah, but because that is adding to their grade. That's why they are serious. Whether they are lacking or not, that is different. But they are taking it seriously. The system, yes.
No one tells them, or even they themselves do not think कि history में मजा नहीं आ रहा तो history नहीं पढ़ते हैं, किसी तरह class attend कर लेते हैं. They don't think.
No.
Because, so we have to try to make it count. How to start that? are there some schools which are open to this kind of work? It has to start from somewhere. It has to start from NCRT, it has to start from CBSE, even though there's syllabus.
Yes.
There are syllabus, you can take exams, you
Yeah.
can take the...
But it's optional. It's not compulsory. That, I think, that is like one very important topic came through our discussion, like how the society can change, like, and like everything, like our basic ethos and everything starts from our school life. Start from our school life, like how we think about the life, how we should think about others. So it comes from, so I think throughout this discussion it came really a very important topic, so that the society can change. And then only, like a girl or a boy, like who is interested in any activity. Yes, even same thing, like maybe I am diverting my like focus in sports as well. Like sometimes, like all these art and sports, these are taken as an extra curriculum. But why not other subjects? Because for us, like now we are, yes, our that those education made us to talk like this or to think like that, to think like this. So this is important. Now we know, we understand.
I'm not sure about that. I think I don't know whether dance has helped me think the way I do think, or whether it has physics. I don't know. I don't think it is only physics or only
No, no,
something.
only no, no. It's all together. No, that's why I'm telling you. Like it is may not be directly physics is supporting you, but somehow in your thought or like something. So that in that way, like a dance or a sports or a music can help a doctor as well in future, whether he is not connected with the dance or music. But it is important that I think we need to realize, like it is important, and then only we can change.
These are very, very fine, refined skills. And it is only when, as a society, we start thinking that, yes, I want to be a refined person. I want to be a graceful person. I
Yes,
want to be a person. I want to be a happy person as much as I want to earn money. Yes, of course, we all need to earn money. But only when the society gives a very good value to
yes.
these skills of peace, of happiness, and it will
And
go.
to be satisfied within your to make your like a satisfaction within a limit, like, and yeah, those are the values. Yes, right, you are.
When we start giving a good place to these values, then arts will be part of society.
Yes,
But till then, it is our responsibility. We must not forget that it is the artist's job to create that value.
yes.
No one will come and give it to us in a platter.
No,
We
see,
have.
Didi, like I have a very good experience regarding this, because like till today we have a very good relationship with my school teachers. And like sometime I invite them to come to my show, and when he came like maybe 2 3 years back, he came to my show, and many of other students from the same school, now they are learning under me, so they are in my dance students, they are like in my dance institution, and they came and then they touched the feet of that English teacher, and he told, Sandeep, I feel so honored and so proud of you, because see, these are the values, these are the customs that we Indian have. In school, we can't teach all these like ethics, all these customs, but through you, the artist, you can carry on these systems of our society, of our culture. So, so I think in that way, they also feel it is important, but the education system is not supporting everyone. I think that is needed to change. Mm. So, no, no, it's
And
nice.
once again, and all the best. Continue this good work.
Yeah,
And I look forward to all the series and all the various different people that you're talking to.
Yes.
Congratulations. All the best.
Thank you, Didi.